Salute MFA Ahoya. In fact, right here at the Ghana Police Service headquarters, the deployment is now done. In fact, just about 30 minutes ago, I did chance on the Inspector General of the Police, who did come to the Election Security Task Force press room, where his men have been working around the clock to brief journalists on what exactly the Ghana Police Service is doing in terms of their preparedness for tomorrow. The police, as we speak, are fully deployed. They've deployed men to every single part of the country, every single polling station. The IGP himself is sitting at the top of the chain, ensuring that people go down specifically to where they are needed. And so that has been done, and working right from the morning up until this afternoon to even the late evening, the IGP and his team were fleshing out the details to ensure that every specific polling station, every specific part of the country gets person deployed. And not only are these polling stations the big issues for the IGP and the Ghana Police Service, they are deploying people on standby for hot spots, places where they are likely to be issues. And so they have men and women on standby for when they have to move into those spaces. And so when it comes to the deployment itself, we expect tomorrow for every single polling station across the country, over 40,000 polling stations that the Electoral Commission has created across the country, there will be security men there, either the police themselves or other members of the Election Security Task Force. Of course, we have heard so far from the Ghana Armed Forces that they are not going to be deploying to the polling stations and will only be coming there if the Ghana Police Service requests of them to be there. And so that has been said and that has been trashed out. Those details have now been dealt with by the IGP. Right from the morning, and information we are getting right from the Election Security Task Force is that he's been working with his colleagues, the security chiefs from the other security agencies, to ensure that every single detail is checked and dealt with. And so as early as 4 a.m. tomorrow, if you go to all the polling stations from across the country, you're going to see security men there who are going to be stationed there right from morning up until the polls close at those polling stations. They will ensure that the ballot boxes are protected well and moved to the collation centers. At the collation centers, the constituency ones, it will be the same scenario there. That situation will also be protected, and they will also ensure that persons who are not authorized to be there, and also the general security sense is dealt with when it comes to the coalition at the constituency level. It will then move to the national coalition, regional coalition centers, then ultimately to the national coalition center where Elton and Israel will be bringing out the details. So, MFA, the situation at the Ghana Police Service headquarters, it's calm now because the deployment is done, and every single person that needs to go down there to the specifics of the polling stations across the country have all now been sent. And the Ghana Police Service say they are ready to ensure that tomorrow's election is not only credible, but there will be zero violence. And they say that they are going to ensure that the election is violence-free. There's not going to be any issue. In fact, just gone by, the Ghana Police Service Director of Communications addressed journalists and urged the Ghanaian people to go out there and go and vote and be confident the Ghana Police Service is going to protect them. That is the confirmation and the commitment from the IGP and his men and women that are going to protect every specific person who goes out there to go and cast his vote. There's nothing to be afraid about. You go and cast your vote, you leave, and when it's 5 p.m., you come back to observe the counting, MFA.
Well, they've earlier also, there were concerns about voter intimidation and then also the involvement of the military. Just moments ago, we saw a statement from the Ghana Armed Forces on some deployments that will be made. Have we had any cause for the IGP to brief us exactly on what to expect with that collaboration between themselves and the other security agencies, for instance?
So, MFA, as we speak, the Inspector General of Police himself is around. He is at the police headquarters now together with his men deployed across the country, monitoring the situation to ensure that every specific issue goes as planned. The information we are getting is that this is something the police is leading when it comes to election day security, and that the Ghana Armed Forces are only coming in if the Ghana Police Service specifically requests them to do so. That has been the statement that was put out early on by the Ghana Armed Forces. And then when it comes to the statement put out early on today, in fact, just hours ago, that the Ghana Armed Forces are deploying, They are not deploying to the polling stations. That statement was a pain to actually affirm that they are not going to the polling stations. They are deploying closer so that when they are needed, they can always come close and ensure that the specifics are dealt with. And so the assurances from the Ghana Police Service and the information we are getting from really persons who are really higher up there is that this is going to be the Ghana Police Service leading the security right from when the polling starts up until when it closes, to counting, to collation, to declaration of results. Is going to be the Ghana Police Service doing this job. And when they need the Ghana Armed Forces to come in and augment their numbers and help them deal with specific situations across the country, then they will come in. And so you are not expected to see any Ghana Armed Forces member or military man or military woman at any polling station or even close. They will be in secluded places and will only move in when the Ghana Police Service, I should say, actually needs them. Again, the IGP himself, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, right here at the Ghana Police Headquarters, working around the clock to ensure that every specifics of the process goes on smoothly, seamlessly. And the men and women who have been deployed across the country, a lot of them with body cams to monitor this process, the police will be able to do their job and will only invite the Ghana Armed Forces when they are overwhelmed or the situation needs the Ghana Armed Forces to come in. The Ghana Police Service says they are approaching this election with de-escalation, and they are going to do that and ensure that at every point in time the tensions are de-escalated, and they will only use force at a very minimum level only when they are required to, absolutely, to do so, MFA. I'm
hoping that the delay time this time will help. But Kweku, I want to find out briefly, before I let you off, the numbers, in terms of the numbers of personnel that are being deployed for this particular election. Did the police give any idea about the numbers we're going to see out there, for instance? Okay, that's quite a long...
When it comes to the numbers, the Ghana Police Service is not so much keen on putting that out because these are operational issues that they do not wish to disclose. But we know that the Ghana Police Service across the country have over 40,000, 50,000 men, close to 50,000 men across the country. They've deployed a chunk of them, a bunch of them across the country. But in terms of the specifics of the numbers, the Ghana Police Service are not putting that out because those are operational details that they do not wish to actually disclose.